Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at people who knew a killer. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. 4 students in my high school murdered a 13-year-old boy that caught them stealing a mini bike. When I heard about it, I had no doubt that they did it. None. And they were all convicted. That's so sad. Why would you kill a kid over you stealing a bike? And now what? They probably wouldn't even have gone to prison for just stealing a bike. Okay, man, kids are freaking dumb. I feel so bad for the 13-year-old boy. He was just doing the right thing. We used to meet up for a week every spring with 2 couples. One of the couples were old college friends and the other couple were co-workers of theirs. We really liked them and the 2 young children. We got together for several years. Then we got the call that the wife had been killed with a hammer in their basement. The scene was expertly cleaned and the police were zeroing in on the husband, who happened to be a nurse. He ended up injecting himself with something to dull the pain, then stabbed himself in the heart. We never suspected he was capable of something like this, and we don't know why he did it. I hope the kids turned out okay. Yeah, the kids would never be okay. Like, your mum and dad are just gone, and you know your dad killed your mum, and then he offed himself. The kids would never freaking be okay after that. Never. See, you just never really know a person. You think you know someone, you think they're such a great person, but you never really know them. That is crazy. The fact that the cops knew that it was him because he was a nurse, because the crime scene was cleaned so sparkly clean. I had a coworker who went from being a really smart and cultured guy to having wild ideas about catching STDs from working with coworkers who didn't have STDs that I was aware of, and started getting really aggressive with certain people. One day he came in and started taking pictures of the people he had been aggressive with, the last one being me. I told my boss I wasn't going to continue working there if he was, that he made me feel threatened, and I was sure those pictures were for some kind of kill list. She let him go, and after speaking with her boss, we decided to close the store because he seemed like the kind of guy that would come back and do something. I never saw him again, but googled him every so often because I just knew he was going to end up in the news one day. About 5 years later, he shot up a hospital. Among the evidence found in his home were lists and photos of the people he wanted to kill. It turned out he had schizophrenia and went off of his meds a few months after we started working together. That is scary and sad at the same time because it's a mental illness, right? But damn, this person had a real good gut feeling. He was like, I'm definitely on the kill list. I'm definitely someone who wants to kill. Yo. That's crazy though, isn't it? Taking pictures of all your co-workers because you want to kill them. Wow. I was shocked. This was a woman I let hold my child, was best friends with my sister-in-law, came to all the family parties, and we'd always had a good time when I saw her. She was the caretaker for her mum with Alzheimer's, and I think must have had some sort of mental problem going on for a while, because she smothered her mum and has special charges for elder abuse and the crime involving great violence. She was found wandering the streets, asking strangers to please kill me. When cops were called, they went back to her place and discovered that her mum had been dead for about a week. She had been texting and calling friends, talking about sports, etc., etc. Like nothing was amiss while living in the house with her dead mum in the other room until the day she went out and asked people to kill her. I later found out she had also randomly attacked a friend while they were hanging out a few months before she murdered her mum, just laughing and having drinks. And the next thing the friend knew, the woman was on top of her and trying to strangle her. For sure, she had a mental illness. And it just went untreated, and then all the stress from everything going on, I think it's just probably triggered something. You know, we never know how they think because not even themselves know how they're thinking. And maybe in her mind she was just thinking, maybe it's just best to end it all, so my mom's not gonna suffer, I'm not gonna suffer. That's really sad. I feel like this is just sad. The fact that she was like to people, please kill me. Yeah, that says a lot. I was a server at a diner, and one of the regulars, Johnny, was a quiet and aloof guy. He was a little bit slow but well-mannered, kind. He knew the menu well and knew what he liked. One day he casually mentioned his dad was the original owner of the diner and that he himself used to work there. After he left, another regular told me he was shocked Johnny brought up his dad, considering he had stabbed his dad to death in a crack and alcohol-induced psychosis. I was floored. It ended up being a very well-known case when it happened. He hadn't gotten out of jail and was very under psychological supervision, understandably. What? That is scary. Would you be a bit alert if you knew someone who murdered their dad, you know, comes into your diner every single day? I think I would be a bit more alert than usual. just in case. Know a woman, my friend's ex-wife, she accidentally killed a cyclist while driving. I don't believe her story at all. She says she sneezed and hit him, but they were in a residential area where the speed limit was 50 miles per hour near a school, and the extent of his injuries don't make sense for what she says happened. She sneezed and she accidentally like swerved and hit him. Girl. She's effing crazy. She's prone to emotional outbursts, tantrums, speeding when angry, just unstable as hell. After this man died, she posted all over social media about how she was so traumatized and how she's a survivor of trauma and how she wants to be an example of a strong woman to her kids. Never mentioned that she killed someone, never expressed remorse or sadness or condolences for his family, and when pressed, she just cries and plays victim and blames him for coming out of nowhere. We think she was arguing on the phone and speeding home. Yo. What, so nothing happened to her? For killing someone? So you're telling me if I see someone I don't like on the road, I can just be like, accidentally sneeze and I hit him and I killed him. It was just a sneeze. It wasn't an accident. I didn't mean to do it. What? Huh? I'd be so freaking damn mad if I was his parents, because what are you telling me? That this woman is walking free right now after killing my son and she's playing victim? She's like, I'm so traumatized that your son came out of nowhere and caused me this emotional distress. Excuse me? A former roommate hit and killed a guy on a bike while he was drunk driving. He drove home from the bar drunk every single day. I had been saying for years he was going to kill someone, and then it finally happened. Did 6 months. Only. I mean, yes, the lady above should have at least gotten 6 months too, but she actually just walked away free. My ex-fiance was violent with me on the night of our engagement party, and I honestly thought he was going to kill me. No one believed he'd even be capable of hurting me in that way. I'd been abused in other ways before, emotionally, verbally, etc. And he slapped me or pushed me time to time, but that was the first and only heavily violent incident where I was being properly beaten. But his eyes, they were different that night. Like, there was nothing behind them at all. I mean, I'm glad that she's still here to tell this story, and that's her ex-fiance now. 8 years later, like literally exactly 8 years later to this day, after marrying the woman he cheated on me with and having a baby together, he murdered them both and is now locked away pending trial. He stabbed them to death, flew to another city and lived it up in a hotel for 2 days before turning himself in. He just left the bodies there in the house, which were only discovered after he was in custody. I can't imagine the scene, and the whole event really shook up our town and community. I thought it was all a dream until his face was all over the news and my phone began to blow up. I found out the day he turned himself in, and as it happens, I just arrived for a brief holiday in the same city that he turned himself in at. Gives me chills. It ended up being incredible timing, as I was able to give my statement directly to the detective that interviewed my ex and ask any questions I needed or wanted to for closure. I had so many messages and calls apologizing for not believing me back then. Many saying they're so grateful I got away from him, as that could have been me. My mum called me crying her eyes out and so thankful she still has me. It was so weird. I felt so numb. I'm glad people are finally acknowledging my trauma now after all these years. It's helping with closure and healing. But it was hard going through that season of the breakup, feeling very alone and people treating me like I'm the crazy ex at the time for voicing what had happened to me in that relationship. Screw all those people. If my friends came to me afterwards and being like, I'm so glad you're still here. I'm so sorry that I didn't believe you. Screw the hell off. Because where were they when this person needed them? Like, they needed someone the most when they broke up. They needed someone the most when they were telling people about him beating her up. But nobody was there because nobody believed her. Everyone was like, oh, don't be crazy. Stop acting crazy. Yeah, I would not be talking to those people ever again. And I hope the mum did believe her. I hope she did. Because imagine you're telling your mum about something so personal, something you need help with, and then she's like, he's such a nice guy, why would you say that about him? And then now she's like crying, being like, I'm so glad you're still here with me. So I hope the mum was not on the list of the people that just didn't listen to her. Oh, that is crazy though. But yes, if they beat you once, that's already a sign. If they push and pull you around, that's also a sign. Even like being violent towards something else, if they punch the freaking door, punch the freaking wall, that's also a sign. That's a red flag. Because why are you that angry that you need to be violent? They literally have to let it out by being violent? Yeah, That's a red flag. I was absolutely stunned to learn my older brother's friend from high school, who was the nicest, friendliest house guest when he was over, ended up murdering his 2 kids years later. He was like a second older brother to us younger kids and lived with us for a while there were some family issues on his side. What? That is crazy. Why would you kill your own kids? Disgusting. Freaking hate people. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.